Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today we're diving into a filing so jam-packed with promises, it's like reading a fortune cookie factory's business plan. We'll see past the hype and talk about the real story. This filing is all about BioVie, a company chasing breakthroughs in Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, and even long COVID treatments, and also tackling liver disease. They're raising money to keep these dreams alive, so let's decode whether this is a smart bet or just wishful thinking. Before we get started, join our growing community on Discord with the link in the description and be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Now let's dive in. First up, straight from the SEC's filing cabinet, we're looking at an amendment to their registration statement. Basically, this is BioVie putting its cards on the table to sell more stock and warrants. This is like a company launching a Kickstarter, but instead of a cool gadget, they're offering you a piece of their potential future. BioVie is offering units and also something called pre-funded units. Docks you a share of Class A common stock along with a warrant, which is basically a coupon to buy another share later at a set price. Pre-funded units are for investors who don't want to own too much stock right away, or else they would have more than 4.99% of the outstanding shares. And it also comes with a warrant. Each warrant lets you buy a share of common stock at $12.875. Warrants are set to expire 5 years from when they're issued. The pre-funded warrants may be exercised at any time until they're out. The company is also trying to get these warrants listed on NASDAQ under the ticker symbol BIOVIE. As of right now, July 8th, the BioVie stock is about $8.47, $8.47 per share. Important to note that BioVie did a 1-for-10 reverse stock split, which means every 10 old shares are now one new share. It became effective on July 7, 2025. The goal for a reverse stock split is for shares to look more attractive to investors. So what exactly is the money being raised for? BioVie's is working on drugs for brain disorders and advanced liver disease. Their main drug candidates are called both bezisterim or NE3107 for neurodegenerative diseases and BIV20 diseases and BIV21 for ascites, a complication from liver cirrhosis. Bezisterim, which is easier to say than its code name, NE3107 aims to tackle inflammation and insulin resistance, which are thought to play a big role in Alzheimer's and Parkinson's. They've seen some good results in trials. Some biomarkers for cognitive improvement have improved. Let me just stress that this is just indicators. This does not mean approval, but is something to keep an eye on. They're also testing it for Parkinson's, showing improvements in morning on symptoms, which sounds a lot better than morning off symptoms. And now for something that BioVie is pretty proud of. In long COVID, they got some cash from the US Department of Defense in clinical trials. This phase 2 trial is called ADRESTI-LC, and it's expected to start in May. They have been testing bezisterim, N3107, as a treatment of Alzheimer's in phase 3 clinical trials, but things got a bit messy. There were some improprieties found during the data with 15 study sites breaking protocol. These sites were referred to the FDA for further review. After excluding these sites, the phase 3 trial became underpowered. Ouch, not a good sign. They are considering running a new study. They're also working on BIV2001 for liver cirrhosis. This uses a continuous infusion of terlipressin used in over 40 countries. If this drug comes to market, they also have to pay a royalty on it. There's nothing like paying royalties as you find revenue, right? But while the upside is there, we have to be aware of the risks. BioVie relies heavily on outside groups to actually run its clinical trials. It's also competing in an industry where the technology and other competitors are also trying to reach these same milestones, but with sometimes more funds. BioVie plans to use the money they raise for working capital and general operations, but with very broadly defined plans, management can change their minds at any time. Here is a major problem too. If you buy these shares, they are going to be worth less thanks to this offering. Book value will drop. Shareholders will hurt in the short and mid-term. Oh, and remember that reverse stock split. It may cause shares to go down even further than they already have. And finally, we see they are already in some securities litigation, which could be a total headache. All right, let's check out who owns this company based on shares held. These people are at the top of it all. At the top, we have names like Kwong Do, President and CEO, Joanne Wendy Kim, CFO, Joseph Palumbo, CMO. And now let's find out who holds more than 5% of the company. Wait, so we have affiliate Acuitas Group Holdings as the major shareholder. Finally, and like everything, management compensation is handled by the compensation committee, TAT. Okay, so let's put everything together here. BioVie is in a very high risk, high reward business. They're chasing some potentially huge breakthroughs, and their positive results in early trials and DoD funding are reasons to be hopeful. However, this company is not making money right now and depends on future raises. The big concern is the hiccup they had with the phase 3 Alzheimer's trial. The data is flawed, and that's a black eye for any company. The reverse stock split and stock dilution are short-term pain for long-term possible gain. All in all, for the average investor, this is probably too speculative since their financials are not strong. Only pursue if Alzheimer's, Parkinson's and liver disease research aligns closely with your portfolio and risk tolerance. Alright, that's our breakdown of BioVie on track for Big Pharma. Glory, or are they stretching thin? Drop your thoughts in the comments. If this analysis brought clarity, hitting that like button really helps, and subscribe for more corporate document reviews. By the way, you can find more insight on BioVie and deep discussions with other investors and research enthusiasts on our community Discord channel, link in the description. Thanks for tuning in to Corporate Decoder, and I'll see you in the next one.